everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this video today, we will be doing my face routine basically. So that basically means my foundation, my concealer, my bronzing, my blush, highlighting. So yeah, and this video was requested by my girl Trinity. I absolutely love the fact that she requested this video. So thank you so much, Trinity, for requesting this. This video is dedicated to you, so shout out to you. Yeah. And so I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you guys do, please make sure to give it a like and share the video. Also, if you haven't subscribed already, what are you doing? Alright, let's get on to the video. I already did my brows off camera and I pulled my hair back. So yeah, the foundation that I will be using today is the Maybelline Matte and Poreless in shade 122 Creamy Beige. Hold that way. I absolutely love this foundation. So yeah, but you can use any foundation that you want. This is what works for me and like my skin type. So with this type of foundation, you can use either a beauty blender or you can use a brush. So for this video, I will be using both. I will be using the beauty blender on one side and then I will be using a brush on the other side. And both of these products, or both of these, are from Real Techniques. So yeah, on one side I will be using a brush, on the other side I will be using a beauty blender. So let's just open this up. And honestly, the only thing I really despise about this foundation is the fact that it doesn't come with a pump. Like, and you just have to kind of, you know, eyeball it kind of thing. So you just have to like pour it out. Ooh. Yeah, you just have to pour it out in your hand, and that was already a little much. So on this side, we'll use a beauty blender, and then on this side, we'll use a brush. So what I like to do is I like to put it on the back of my hand, you know, grab it with my fingertip, and just kind of dot it. I should have thought about this a little bit because I feel like this is going to be too much product for one side of my face. Oh well. We'll just go with it. Okay. And then right down here too. So we're going to take our beauty blender. And I like to take this like flat side of it. And we're just going to, you know, go with it. I typically use about like I would say I will go into the product like 2 times and use it. Ow, my nose. I will go into this product like a second time, you know, because I like the coverage that it gives you after the second layer. So yeah. Also, when you come up here to the forehead, you have to be extremely careful with your brows because, you know, we don't want to have to go back and do them again. So, yeah. So, let me just... Oh, and by the way, I have a mirror down here. Yeah. Hence why I'm looking down a little bit. And that nose. Also on top of your eyelids to make sure to cancel out that redness that I have. Then we're gonna go back. Okay. And usually by the second layer, I get the coverage that I normally really love. Oh yeah, and blend down to your neck because we don't want that line, you know, that weird foundation line. Like, come on now, we really don't want that. Okay, Careful back up here again. Make sure everything looks blended and smoothed out. So this is what it looks like with a sponge so far. So this is foundation, no foundation. See, it's very, very like, it makes your, it looks like your skin basically, but just better. Like it doesn't look like you're wearing anything. And that's what I love about, about this foundation, because it's just like, unless you take it on, that's the only way that people can really really tell that you have on foundation. But yeah, I really, really love this foundation because it makes it look like your skin. Yeah. All right. Now we're gonna go on to the other side, and we're gonna be taking a brush. Now I'm gonna go back into the product that I have on the back of my hand, and I'm going to put it on my face, just like I did on this side, except we're just gonna be going in with a brush this time. And then, yeah. Okay. Okay. Now, you can use any type of brush that you prefer. I just prefer this brush because it's flat on the top, and then it's like stiff. Well, it's not stiff, but it's a buffing brush, So yeah, I typically will go in and do circular motions, or I'll just like tap it in, depending on like what I feel like doing that day. And today I just feel like doing, circular motions. Now I noticed that with a brush, you don't need to use as much product as you normally would with like a beauty blender, because the foundation just sits on top of the brush. Instead, with the beauty blender, it soaks up the excess product. So yeah, or excess product. There we go. Okay. Like I said, you gotta be very, very careful when you get to like your brows, because we're really, really not trying to do them again. Because if you're like me and you have like my type of brows, well, I have brows, but it's just they're very light. If you have brows like mine, it takes a long time to do your brows. It takes a very, very long time. Okay, and we're just gonna pick up a little bit more product because my skin is very, very red. So we're just gonna, take more of the product, and we're gonna put a little bit more where we have red spots, which is my cheeks. So yeah, we're just gonna blend that out. And also right here is also where I like to do like tapping motions, because I want that product to like sink in. Also blend down to your neck as well on this side. Okay. A little bit more on the tip of my nose. We're just gonna pat that in. Okay. So this is the side with the brush, and this is the side with the beauty blender. I see no difference, but just letting you guys know that you can, use this foundation with either a brush or a beauty blender, because it works both ways, to be honest. So the next thing that we will be doing is, putting on concealer. Now, I do need to go pick up a new concealer, so don't judge me on how much concealer I have left. So what I like to do is, okay, when it comes down to concealer, I have to use a beauty blender. Have to. Because I'm just very picky when it comes down to concealer. Yeah, so yeah. And I just feel like with a brush, it just kind of moves the product around when it comes down to concealer. So what I'll do is I'll put one line going down on my chin, the other one going down there, side. Cupid's bow. Okay. I don't go straight down my nose. What I'll do is I'll put like a little line right here. Put a dot right there. Do 3 lines right there. Or however many lines, to tell you the truth. To me, it looks like chicken scratch. If y'all remember, like when you were in school, or if you're still in school, do y'all remember when teachers used to call handwriting chicken scratch? Comment down below if you guys remember that. So yeah, I will take my beauty blender, and I'll still take this side. And I'll just pat that in. Make sure it looks well blended with the foundation. And this just brings light to the center of your face, basically. I'm just going to blend that out. Bring it downwards. I just keep thinking of what like Jaclyn Hill says whenever she's doing her nose. She'll go like boop boop boop, but she does that with highlighter. But I don't think she's ever done it with concealer. But I just think it's cute whenever she does that. So we're just gonna blend out our forehead too. You see how that kind of like brings light to like the center of your face? Now, you may have noticed that I haven't done my under eye concealer yet, because I typically do that like after I do right here. So what I'll do is I'll do one at a time, because like since I have sensitive skin, I don't like to leave the product on my face for that long. So I'll put it right here under my eye. Do like a triangle. So yeah. That's what I'll do. Then we're gonna go back in with our beauty blender, except we're gonna take the pointy end, and we're going to blend out our concealer. Also, for extra coverage on your eyelids, if you have like really red eyelids, or like eyelids that have like that are very like your veins show a lot, I would suggest to put concealer on that too. Okay. Now we're going to go back in with our concealer, do the same thing that we did to that. Okay. Now I know that this looks like it's a lot of concealer, but this concealer is like very thin. So like there's not that much coverage with it. So you can definitely build this up. Like you can use a lot of it and it won't look cakey. Okay, we're just gonna blend that out. Put it on our eyelids. So now that we have that all, you know, blended out and everything, what I will do afterwards, I will bake underneath my eyelids with a translucent powder. Now, you can use whatever translucent powder. What is it? Maybelline has a good translucent powder. Airspun. is a good translucent powder. Like, oh my God. And then on top of it, it's like cheap and it's a big old tub. But for me, I personally like to use my MaryKay translucent powder because, like, to me, it's like the best one. And it just looks like this, you know. It has like a banana kind of looking shade to it, but it's translucent. So before I put that on, I just want to look underneath my eyes, make sure I have zero creasing. Because if you decide to bake your face and you have creasing going on, it's going to basically look like that after you have on powder. It's going to make it look worse. So what I'll do is I'll pick up some of that product on the tip of my beauty blender, like that. I have my mirror down here, and I will just set underneath my eyes. And then I'll go back, pick up some more. Now this will just make your under eyes look a lot brighter. And I personally love like bright under eyes. So also when I bake my face, I won't just put, I won't just put it underneath my eyes. I will also put it anywhere that I put concealer. So like the chin, the Cupid's bow, but just a little tiny bit. The bridge of my nose. Okay. Now we're just gonna let this sit for like maybe like a minute or two. And we'll be right back once we are ready to dust this stuff off. All right, now that has been sitting on our face for like a good 2 minutes, we're just gonna take a big fluffy brush and we're just gonna dust it off on the nose first, then the chin, Cupid's bow, and then when it gets to our eyes, I don't just like to be rough with it and stuff. I don't like to completely dust it off. What I'll do is I will take it and I will kind of move it around my face. Because it is loose powder, so, I'll use that to set the rest of my face. Yeah. So now that I have the translucent powder out of the way, and since I have my face set now, I will go into bronzing and contouring and blush. So for contouring or for bronzer, what I'll do is I'll use a angled fluffy brush because it just it just gets right in there. Gets right into the hollows of the cheek. Now for the bronzer and contouring, what I'll use is my contour kit from Anastasia. I pronounce it Anastasia. Some people pronounce it Anastasia. So yeah, Anastasia Beverly Hills. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll go into this shade right here and this shade right here. So yeah, and I will just tap into them like this. Tap into both of them. Tap off the excess. And for beginners, the best way to figure out where the hollows of your cheeks are is basically do a fishy face. Like, see? That's where you want to put your bronzer and contour. So what I'll do is I'll start from like my hairline right here, or like my sideburn. Tap it a little bit and then slowly bring it inwards towards the corner of my mouth. Grab a little bit more of the middle shade, and then just a tiny, tiny bit that other shade. There. Okay. So now you see the difference between this cheek and that cheek. This one looks a little bit more round. This one looks a little bit more chiseled. Now I'll take that middle shade again. And what I'll do is I will go right here where my jawline is. So basically underneath your ear and then inwards. And that'll like give you definition on your jawline. And then we're just gonna blend it downwards. Okay. Now I'm picking up a little tiny bit more, tapping off the excess. And we're gonna go like right here where our hairline is. Like the temples basically. And we're going to bronze that up a little bit. So basically anywhere where like the sun would hit. And I know it looks harsh right now because, you know, that's all we have on right now. But don't worry, it will look a lot better once we're all done. Okay. Put a little bit more in here. Okay. So the difference with this side versus that side. See how this one looks a little bit more, you know, defined, and this one looks a little bit flat, is basically what it is. That looks like to me. So we're just gonna do the same to that side. So, like I said, if you don't know where the hollows of your cheeks are, what you're gonna do is you're gonna do a fishy face. Corner of your mouth to your sideburn. So we're gonna start right here, tap on a little bit, and then go downward towards the corner of your mouth. Pick up a little bit more of that middle shade and just a tiny bit of that other shade. Tap off the excess. And okay. Going into that middle shade. And doing our jawline. Under your earlobe right here. And just go inwards towards your chin. Blend it downwards as well. Okay. Now we're taking that corner shade, a little bit of the middle shade, tapping off the excess, and we're applying it where our temples are. Bring it downwards. Okay. Now, I know it looks really, really harsh. I got a solution for that. So, I learned this from, I think it was Kathleen Lights. But basically, what we're going to do is, we're going to take whatever is left over from the translucent powder that's in the cap. Just going to pick up a little bit of it, tap off the excess, and go over where we put the bronzer. And I think she called this haloing. So that way it doesn't look as harsh. Okay. Now, what I like to do next, some people won't necessarily like this because It's a very, it makes your bronzer and your contour look very chiseled. So I'll pick up, or I'll tap some more of the translucent powder into the little cap. Take my beauty blender, the flat end, pick up some of it, and I will bake underneath my bronzer. So I'll just create a line right there. Yeah. Put a little bit more right here. Put it downwards. And so whenever we take off the translucent powder, you will have a very defined contour, or a very defined bronzer. Okay. And we're just gonna let that bake for right now. So next up is I like to contour my nose, because to me, I have a big nose, even though to some people it's not a big nose, but I just like to contour my nose. So what I'll do is I will take a very thin little brush like this. It's very thin. And then I'll go back into my contour kit from Anastasia. Take that middle shade here. Tap off the excess. And I will just go from like right here where like the brow is. And then I'll basically put lines going down my nose. Do the same on the other side. Now, depending on the day, I usually I will either fix like right here, like where the tip of my nose is. I will usually make it look smaller, or I'll just, just do the sides. But today, I feel like fixing up the tip of my nose, making it look just a little bit smaller. So, tap off the excess, and we're gonna put it right here, and just go downwards a little bit. Okay. So it just makes the tip of your nose look a little bit more slim down, but also like you have a button nose. And then also I will go underneath right here. To shorten it just a bit. Sometimes if I go heavy-handed on the contour of my nose, I will go back and basically halo it like I did with the cheeks and make it look a lot more like seamlessly. Like I will make it look as if my nose is naturally shaped that way. So you see how like it like makes your nose look slimmer, makes it look a little bit more snatched, like as if it was like done. It's just makeup. The power of makeup, I swear. Oh my gosh. So now that we have our nose contour done, sometimes, depending on the day, like today, I will also contour the bottom of my lip to make it look bigger. So we're going to take that middle shade, tap off the excess, and basically you're right here. And that's going to create a shadow. So like, like when, how your lip looks and stuff, you see how it has like a natural shadow, we're gonna darken that up a little bit more to make it look bigger. So go right underneath, right here. See how it like created more of a shadow right there? Okay. I just love how it just makes my bottom lip look so much bigger. Yeah, especially in pictures. Oh my gosh. So now that we've let the translucent on our facial for a little while, we're gonna dust it off. So we're just gonna blend downwards. So now you see how it like gave us like very chiseled look. Whew. There we go. Love it. So now we're gonna go into blush. So I will be taking my blush brush. Just looks like this. It honestly looks like my powder foundation brush is just a little bit smaller. And we're gonna get our powder. Now, I use Tarte blushes and I love their blushes. Oh my gosh. I got this one as a gift from my cousin. Not gonna say your name because I don't know how you feel about your name being on a video. So but I got it for my birthday. She gave me a blush set. And she knows who she is. So yeah. If you see this video, I love you for the blushes. Like I love them. They're like my favorite. So yeah. And I just take the shade Sunnyside. And as you can tell, I really love this brush, this blush because like the little design went away. So I'll just, dip in there, get some on my brush, tap off the excess. And for beginners, if you don't know where to put blush, basically you're going to smile and it's the apples of your cheeks. So right there. So you're going to smile. Put on the apple right here. And then you're just going to swipe. You're going to go upwards with there. Back and upwards. And we're going to pick up a little bit more. For the other side, tap off the excess. Smile again. Put it on the apple right here. And swipe. Yeah. And it's just a very natural looking type of blush. Now, depending how you like your blush, that's how much you're going to want to use. I love blush, but I don't use as much, What I do go heavy-handed on is highlighter. So, yeah. So this is about as much blush as I like to put on. Now my favorite part, which is highlighting. Now, if I want like a glowy, like glow, like if I want to like glow to the gods, I will typically use 3, maybe 4 highlighters. Yeah, maybe like 3 or 4 highlighters. But for today, I will be only using 1. And it's by Academy of Colors. And it's the highlighter. It's like a bluish highlight. And it's like super pretty. Like, let me just swatch this before I put it on my face. I can open it. Like, oh my gosh. Like, that is such a pretty highlight. I swear. I love this highlight. Let me just put on a little bit more. Also, sorry if you guys hear like something in the background. My dog is like drinking water right now. So yeah. I swear it's not a Giselle video if you don't hear my dogs. It's not a typical video. So yeah. So I will take a fan brush. This is by Sephora and it's the Pro Fan Even Tail 65 brush. And I will pick up the product, top off the excess, and the high points of your cheeks is where you're going to put it. Now this highlighter is very subtle. So, of course, you know, it looks like you're wearing highlighter, but it doesn't. Like, it's not like bam in your face kind of highlight. It's very natural looking, where it's very subtle. So now I will take the highlighter and put it on my chin. Cupid's bow. Bridge. Little tiny bit on my bridge. A lot on the tip of my nose. Because we love, you know, the tip of our nose to look, you know, cute. Oh my god. Let me just go. Boop, boop, boop. Oh my god. Okay. I'm sorry. I just love whenever she does that in videos. Okay. Take a little bit more. Put on the center of our forehead. Bring it down just a little bit more. Now, you can stop right here. You can. But I feel like you know what? I changed my mind. I'm going to put one more highlighter on. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. That's some extra. I am very, very extra like that. Now, I sometimes will use other highlighters, or I will even go into a eyeshadow. Yeah, that's what I like to do. I like to top it with an eyeshadow. So what I'll do is I will take a fluffy, like, smaller brush like this. I will just go and put more highlighter on. Now, this is the Urban Decay Beauty with an Edge eyeshadow in Moonlight Cowboy. I know it's so weird to put on eyeshadow as highlighter, but that's what I do for a very, 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 very bold highlighter. Or not bold, very, very popping highlighter, like very glowy. So we're just gonna take this and we're just gonna pack it on right there. Wow. That's how I make my highlighter. Top off the excess. Do the same to this side. Just yeah. Love it. And then very last place that we're gonna put this eyeshadow is tip of our nose. Yep. So yeah. All right. That is how I do my face. Besides the eyes and the eyebrows. That's basically what I do. Like, that's my foundation, my concealer, everything that I put on my face. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a like and share this video. And if you haven't already subscribed, what are you doing? All right, bye guys.